Hey guys, what's up? It's Scatter. I'm a gladiator and wanted to welcome you guys to my PvP guide series where we cover the fundamentals of your spec so you can quickly hop into PvP in under 10 minutes. Today we'll be going over the Survival Hunter. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I will be releasing guides in the future on other classes, as well as any outdated information, so make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss out on any important updates. There will be links in the description below so you can quickly navigate this video, and I'll also have macros in the description as well if you'd like to copy and paste them. Now let's go ahead and hop into the video. For the Alliance, your best race is going to be Human due to their racial will to survive. This ability lets you get out of stuns once every 3 minutes. This gives you the option to run the Relentless Trinket or 2 DPS trinkets for more damage. If you don't want to play Human, some other races you could play are Night Elf for the Shadow Meld ability. This 2-minute cooldown causes you to become invisible and can be good for avoiding CC or important cast. Some other options include Dwarf or Dark Iron Dwarf for their defensive racials. Both of these will remove all poison, disease, curse, magic, and bleed effects when used. For the Horde, Orc is going to be the best due to their racials Hardiness and Blood Fury. Hardiness will provide you with a passive 20% stun reduction, and Blood Fury gives you an extra burst cooldown. Do note that the passive stun reduction does not work with the Relentless Trinkets. And if you don't like Orc, you're welcome to play whichever race you prefer. Moving on to your talents. For the level 15 row, we have two options here, Viper's Venom and Alpha Predator. Starting with Viper's Venom, this gives your Raptor Strikes or Mongoose Bites a chance to make your Serpent Sting cost no focus and do 250% initial damage. Then we have Alpha Predator. This will give Kill Command an extra charge and do more damage. Kill Command gives you focus, so you will have more focus regeneration and more passive damage. This also has synergy with the Bloodseeker talent we'll discuss later. To sum this row up, pick Viper's Venom for more burst opportunities and Alpha Predator for more focus, regeneration, and sustained damage. On the level 25 row, our only option here is Guerrilla Tactics. This will give us an extra charge of Wildfire Bomb and make the initial explosion do 100% more damage. For our level 30 talent row, we have two options here. These are going to be Camouflage and Natural Mending. Camouflage is great in World PvP, duels, BGs, or comps where you need a strong opener like Thug Cleave or Jungle Cleave. For more information on those comps and their strengths and weaknesses, I'll have a link appear here on the screen and the description below. It's a video that has my top 5 3v3 arena comps for Hunters and Shadowlands, if you want to go ahead and check that out. Also, if you're able to reset and get out of combat, be sure to make use of the fact that Camouflage heals you for 2% of your maximum health every second. Moving on to Natural Mending, this will reduce the cooldown of Exhilaration every time you spend focus. Pick this in matches where you don't need a strong opener and could benefit more from having the reduced cooldown on Exhilaration. For the level 35 row, we're going to go with Bloodseeker. This just adds a bleed effect to your kill command and gives you some attack speed. The bleed is nice since bleeds ignore armor, and it is also useful against rogues as it will take them out of stealth if they vanish. For the 40 talent row, we're going to go with Post Haste. This is the talent that gives us a lot of mobility, so we can kite and land traps easier. And for the 45 talent row, we're going to pick Mongoose Bites. This will replace our Raptor Strike, and each time we use it, it will increase the damage of our Mongoose Bite by 15% for 14 seconds, and this stacks up to 5 times. Once you get the 5 stacks, this will be very important for your burst. In the level 50 row, we are going to be taking Wildfire Infusion. This will make it so that our Wildfire Bomb will get 1 of 3 random enhancements when we use it. These enhancements are the following: Shrapnel Bomb, which causes our Mongoose Bite to apply a bleed; Pheromone Bomb, which causes our kill commands to have a 100% chance to reset against targets with the debuff on them; and Volatile Bomb, which causes enemies that have Serpent Sting on them to take extra damage and have Serpent Sting refreshed. This has synergy with the Guerrilla Tactics talent mentioned earlier, as instead of having 1 random enhancement, we can save 2 Wildfire Bombs and benefit from 2 of the enhancements. This is a great thing to have for your burst windows. Survival has a ton of PvP talents, and you're going to want to pick the one that is best for what you're playing against. By default, I will normally run Survival Tactics. This causes your Feigned Death to dispel magic effects off yourself and reduce your damage taken by 90% for 1.5 seconds. The damage reduction has many uses as well and can help you avoid high damaging abilities. Next, we have Roar of Sacrifice. This will give you or an ally immunity to critical strikes for 12 seconds. This is great against bursty comps like RMD or Thug Cleave. Do be aware that your pet will take 20% of the damage that the target takes, so don't take this into rot comps as it will cause your pet to die faster. Moving on to Tracker's Net, this causes an enemy to be rooted in place for 6 seconds and have their chance to hit reduced by 80%. This is great for peeling a rogue on his kidney shots, as he'll have an 80% chance to miss any follow-up attacks. It's also good for setting up your own traps, peeling, or just making someone sit out of the game. Next we have Dragon Scale Armor. This causes magic dots to do 20% less damage to you, and is just a good passive damage mitigation. I'd recommend running this talent into rot comps. Moving on to Mending Bandage, this ability lets you get rid of bleeds, poisons, disease, and provides a 30% heal over 6 seconds to you or an ally. This is great for duels, BGs, 2s, and 3s, especially against assassination rogues and feral druids. Next we have Diamond Dice. This causes your freezing trap to last a little shorter but make it undispellable. This is good for keeping a DPS out of the game so his healer can't dispel the trap, or against demon hunters and warlocks with their reverse magic and imp dispel. Moving on to Spider Sting, this ability causes the target to be silenced for 4 seconds after casting an offensive spell. Spells like Poly and Fear counts as an offensive spell, so if you put this on a mage or warlock, after they cast Poly or Fear, they will be silenced for 4 seconds, so they can't follow up with more CC or damage. This also causes Elite Shamans to cancel their own Lightning Lasso, and can have its uses against Disciplined Priest as well. Lastly, we have High Explosive Trap. This simple knockback ability could be used to extend your CC chain if you knock a healer out of line of sight. It could also be used to stop important casts, as a peel, or to put a DPS in a bad spot. It can also knock players out of Earthen Wall Totem and Spirit Link Totem from Resto Shamans. One of the strongest defensive legendaries right now is the Craven Stratagem legendary. This will cause your Feign Death to have a 15-second cooldown and remove most negative effects. This includes things like dots, bleeds, and curses. Being able to remove these every 15 seconds is going to make it very hard for classes like feral druids, assassination rogues, or any dot caster to keep their bleeds or dots on you. Do note that when you take this legendary, you do not take damage from dispelling a warlock's unstable affliction. I like to pair this with the survival tactics talent depending on the matchup. You only get the 90% damage reduction once every 30 seconds, but depending on the situation it can still have its uses. If you're looking for a more offensive option, then go with the Nessingwary's Trapping Apparatus. This will give you focus when you land a trap and increase your focus regeneration. This is very important for after you land a trap on a healer, and will help you spam more Mongoose Bites. Your best covenant for PvP is going to be the Necrolord. The Necrolord offers the Death Chakrams ability, which does decent damage on a relatively short cooldown. During your CC chains, this will complement your Mongoose Bites, as the ability does damage while you're Mongoose Biting, and it also gives you focus so you can spam more Mongoose Bites. As an added bonus, Death Chakrams does not break CC. The Necrolords will also provide you with the signature ability Fleshcraft, which gives you an absorb shield for 20% of your max health on a 2-minute cooldown. For your Soulbind, I'm going to recommend picking Plague Deviser Merilith and taking this path. This will provide us access to the Ooze's Frictionless Coating passive, which will give us a shield for a percentage of our max health when we drop below 50% health, and the Ultimate Form passive, which makes us immune to CC while channeling Fleshcraft. High skill cap players will use this to avoid potentially dangerous CCs like Kidney Shot, Blind, Hammer of Justice, etc. For your 2 potency conduits, pick Necrotic Barrage and Stinging Strike. Necrotic Barrage causes your Death Chakrams to generate more focus, and at max rank do 20% more damage. Stinging Strike at max rank will cause your Raptor Strikes or Mongoose Bites to do 12% more damage. Mongoose Bite damage is already increased based upon how many stacks it has, so this just makes it hit even harder. For your 2 endurance conduits, pick Harmony of the Tortollan and Resilience of the Hunter. Harmony of the Tortollan will provide us with a reduced cooldown on our biggest defensive aspect of the turtle, and Resilience of the Hunter at max rank gives us a 14.2% damage reduction for 8 seconds after Feign Death ends. This does work with the Craven Stratagem legendary mentioned earlier, so every 15 seconds you can have almost a 15% damage reduction for 8 seconds if you are using Feign Death off cooldown. This will provide us with some nice passive damage mitigation. Let's go ahead and move on to your general rotation and priorities. First, I do want to mention that in the majority of cases, you will be wanting to save your burst cooldowns like Coordinated Assaults and Death Chakrams for when you have CC. You're also going to want to make sure that when you're bursting, you have Serpent Sting already on the target, 2 charges of Wildfire Bomb, and pull your focus so that you can cast as many Mongoose Bites as possible. Outside of your burst, your priorities will look something like this. Don't cap on focus, kill shot targets below 20% health, keep your Serpent Sting up, make sure you have at least 1 charge of Wildfire Bomb always available, but don't let it reach 2 charges unless you're planning on bursting. Then you'll want to cast Kill Command to generate focus and Mongoose Bite to spend it. When you get high stacks of Mongoose Bite, casting this as much as possible will be the new priority. You'll want to cast Kill Command in between each Mongoose Bite so that you don't run out of focus. For your pets, you're going to want to make sure you have a Cunning Pet, as these provide the Master's Call ability. This will give you a freedom for you or a teammate. This is useful for kiting, staying aggressive, getting a healer out of Root Beam, or Frost Mage Ice Nova into a Ring of Frost. Make sure you have a Cunning Pet that provides the Mortal Wounds debuff. This causes the target to take reduced healing, and you'll always want this if possible in PvP. Cunning Pets that offer this are Hyenas, Raptors, and Rodents. And that's going to wrap it up for our 10-minute PvP guide. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask me in the comments below, or follow and message me on Twitter at ScatterWow, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. If you'd like to support the channel, consider becoming a Patreon. Even donations as small as $1 greatly help the channel out. And if you're interested in some of the other rewards that we offer our patrons, I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check that out. But that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.